If I don't stand up and speak out, will I be disobeying God? Sometimes it's not just what we say that makes a statement, it's what we don't say that makes a statement. I think it's time for a second American Revolution. I think we need a second revolution in the United States of America, a new great awakening, in a day and age where intolerance and fear are gripping so many people. Therefore, I urge you, brothers, in view of the mercies of God, to present your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God, which is your spiritual act of worship. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Then, and only then, you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So clarity over God's will is a byproduct of a surrendered life, of a renewed mind. As your mind goes, your body is transformed. And as your mind goes and your body is transformed, you actually become salt and light in a distasteful and dark world. That's how the world is changed. God calls you, he calls me, he calls us as the body of Christ to change the world. One neighborhood, one family at a time. We've taken a passive approach to the Christian life, which there's nothing passive about it at all. God doesn't call us to sit on the 50-yard line and watch other people run the ball down the field. He doesn't call us to allow the influence of the world to get to such a degree that now we're looking like the world and the world is no longer looking to Jesus through our lifestyles. The idea of a lamp is that it gives its light, it projects its light, and it's through that active work that the darkness is overcome. The idea of being light is that the world is increasingly a dark place. And when a light, even the smallest of lights, even a single solitary light, even a match in a completely dark room, makes that room no longer completely dark. So if we're going to have a revolution, a second revolution in the United States of America, a revolution of courageous humility, this idea of sitting down and shutting up, of not being that person of influence, not being that people of influence, that needs to ride off into the sunset. We need to begin to understand once again that God has called you as a follower of Jesus. God has called me. He's called his people to be people of change, people who influence society and people who are not influenced by society. How can I stand up and speak out with humble courage or courageous humility? Jesus is calling you to change your thinking and to change your life.